Hello again. This is Deacon Chris Anderson from St. Mary's in Corvallis. And I'd like to share with you a reflection on this upcoming Sunday's reading, several of them. I'm not preaching, so it's not a homily, but it's a reflection on those readings in light of some other reading I've been doing and an experience I had. I've reflected on these issues before, but I think these are issues that are with all of us all the time. I call this beyond dread. Teilhard de Chardin is traveling by mule train through the hill country of western China on the way to find more evidence in the fossil record of ancient human life. This is 1927. And he looks up at what he calls the stupid, wicked deforestation the landscape has suffered at the hands of the people who live there, so that all the soil now washes away in the rains. And it breaks his heart, he says. It's heartbreaking to see. And I think of the dread I keep feeling, even now that the pandemic seems to have eased, maybe for good. But I think of the anxiety we all feel about the starvation in Afghanistan, especially among children, and now the sudden war in the Ukraine. And underneath all these other dreads, there is the dread we always feel about climate change. Most of us feel about climate change, about the slow, inexorable, the stupid, wicked destruction of our precious earth. How helpless we all feel. How this all seems so inevitable now, irreversible. But then, in this moment in 1927, Chardin makes a quiet move in his mind, a remarkable move. He feels, he says, oddly indifferent to this devastation. Oddly indifferent to this devastation. Not, I think, in the sense of not caring or not being committed to doing all he can to reverse the devastation, but indifferent in the Ignatian sense, in the sense of seeing beyond all these environmental catastrophes to a still deeper love and creativity in life, in nature, and in us. It's a quiet move, as I say. And yet it really stopped me as I was reading this letter. This is a letter from a book of letters called Letters from a Traveler, Letters of Chardin. Here's the quote I'm talking about. And Teilhard was a world-renowned geologist and paleontologist, as well as a Jesuit priest. So this is the quote. My interest has wandered so much further afield, even when I am most absorbed in geology. It is the other that I now seek, the thing across the gap. It is the other that I now seek, the thing across the gap, the thing on the other side. Is this no more than an effect of age? Or have I really broken through some barrier? As someone growing older myself, I'm struck by Teilhard's question about the detachment that can come with age. But even more, I'm struck by the idea that even now, when the effects of climate change are so inescapable, are global, are everywhere, they are not really everywhere finally, because the earth is not all there is, and this moment is not the only moment. And matter, which Teilhard loved and gloried in too, but matter is not all there is. There is this thing on the other side. There is spirit. Always there is the spirit. And the Spirit is always moving through our world and all the worlds and through every atom and all the galaxies to some fulfillment in our Lord Jesus Christ. A cosmic movement. The movement, even in our sinfulness, of the cosmic Christ, who nonetheless is present in every ordinary moment in our lives. Brothers and sisters, St. Paul says in the first letter to the Corinthians, the epistle for this Sunday, when this which is corruptible clothes itself with incorruptibility, then death is swallowed up in victory. The other day I talked with a young woman who is in chronic pain after a botched surgery. It's just very, very hard. There doesn't seem to be anything anyone can do. And it's driving her to despair. But at one point in our conversation, she lit up talking about her dog, about her new rescue dog, who was waiting, she said, in her car. So after we were done and I was walking her out, I asked if I could meet her dog. And so she opened up the car, the back of the car, and this sweet little black and white border collie came up to me, very shyly, bowing her head so that I could pet her. Just the sweetest dog. And as soon as I touched her, as soon as I stroked her fur out there on that rare sunny day, I could feel a little surge of energy coming through her and into me. This woman and I were both smiling, and the sun was shining, and I could feel this little flash of joy, of light. Something from this little dog entered into me, and it stayed with me all day. It is good to give thanks to the Lord, the psalmist proclaims in Psalm 92, the psalm for this Sunday. It is good to sing praise to your name, Most High, to proclaim your goodness at dawn and your faithfulness throughout the night.